Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Mumbai Metro Line 3. CMRS begins inspection of BKC. Acharya. Atre Chowk stretch on Mumbai Metro Aqua Line. The Commissioner of Metro Rail Safety has begun inspecting the 6-kilometer BKC to Acharya Atre Chowk stretch of Mumbai Metro Line 3, marking the final step before commercial launch. This section, with 6 key stations, including Dadar and Worli, is part of the 20-kilometer Phase 1 corridor from Are to Acharya Atre Chowk. Safety checks cover structures, tracks, electrical systems, fire safety, and tunnel ventilation, including a complex tunnel under the Mithi River. Trial runs have been completed, but the launch date is yet to be announced. Once operational, the line will ease road traffic, boost connectivity in central Mumbai, and offer fares ranging from 10 to 60 rupees. Pamban Bridge, India's longest vertical lift bridge, blends global design with local execution. The newly constructed vertical lift rail bridge at Pamban, linking Ramanathapuram with Ramswaram, has been officially completed and handed over to Southern Railway. Replacing the 108-year-old British-era cantilever bridge, this modern structure is a technological feat designed to withstand the severe corrosive climate of the Bay of Bengal. Executed by Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, RVNL, with inputs from Spanish firm TIPSA and Indian institutes, the project faced multiple challenges from monsoon delays to COVID-19 related disruptions, resulting in a cost escalation from 279 crore rupees to 531 crore rupees. Notably, over 97% of the materials used were domestically sourced. ICRA forecasts 6 to 9% growth in new realty launches across top 7 cities for FY26. ICRA projects a 6 to 9% increase in new real estate launches in India's top 7 cities for FY26, reaching approximately 620 to 640 million square feet. This follows an estimated 14 to 17% decline in FY25 due to approval delays. Factors such as low inventory overhang and anticipated policy rate cuts are expected to support this growth. LDA opens registration for Anant Nagar housing scheme in Lucknow. The Lucknow Development Authority, LDA, has officially launched the registration process for the Anant Nagar housing scheme, offering modern and affordable housing options to city residents. The first phase of registration includes over 340 plots in Khand 6, Adash Khan. The project, spanning 800 acres with an investment of 7,000 crore rupees, will provide 10,000 flats and 4,000 residential plots. It includes provisions for economically weaker sections, EWS, low-income groups, LIG, and PMA housing. Additionally, 130 acres will be dedicated to parks, green spaces, and educational facilities, with the project aiming to serve 150,000 people. India's office leasing market shows strong growth in Q1 2025, driven by BFSI and GCC sectors, according to a CBRE report. India's office leasing market saw significant growth in Q1 2025, with 18 million square feet absorbed, reflecting a 5% year-on-year increase. The banking, financial services and insurance (BFSI) sector recorded a 100% year-on-year growth, contributing 26% of total absorption. Global Capability Centers (GCCs) played a key role, accounting for 45% of the total leasing. Bengaluru, Delhi NCR and Mumbai led leasing activity, with strong demand from BFSI, technology, and life sciences sectors. Additionally, 81% of office leases were in green-certified buildings, underscoring a focus on sustainability. Gurgaon, Unitech, resumes work on 6 long-delayed projects in Nirvana Country 2 after a decade. Unitech has resumed work on 6 long-pending residential and commercial projects in Nirvana Country 2 after a decade of uncertainty. Under government-appointed management, construction began on April 5, with a 78-month deadline for completion. The projects, initially launched in 2009 and halted in 2014 due to financial issues and regulatory hurdles, cover 1,073 units, including 740 sold plots. With an estimated cost of 630 crore rupees, Unitech aims to raise funds through home buyers' payments and the sale of unsold inventory. This revival offers significant relief to home buyers who had been waiting for nearly a decade. HOABL files complaint over forgery allegations by Macrotech developers. The House of Abhinandan Lodha, HOABL, has lodged a complaint with Mumbai police over allegations of forgery made by Macrotech developers, accusing it of using forged documents to exploit the Lodha trademark. The case stems from HOABL's attempts to rename 4 group companies, initially rejected by the Registrar of Companies, which were later approved following a resubmission of documents. Macrotech developers had earlier filed a court case in January, claiming trademark infringement and a breach of a 2023 agreement. Karnataka rolls out Akhata and Bkhata framework in Kalaburagi to formalize rural property ownership. The Karnataka government has introduced the Akhata and Bkhata classification system in Kalaburagi to address long-standing issues around property ownership and asset regularization in rural areas. Announced during the launch of the eKhata initiative earlier this week, this move is expected to bring over 1 crore 15 lakh properties under the tax net, with an estimated revenue of 1,272 crore rupees already recorded. Minister Priyank Kharge underscored that the framework would help residents gain legal recognition of their properties. Alongside this, efforts are underway to develop Kalaburagi into a smart city with a focus on infrastructure, drainage, and beautification. Tamil Nadu introduces self-certification for stilt plus 2-floor residences. The Tamil Nadu government has expanded its single-window system to allow self-certification for residential buildings up to stilt plus 2 floors. This initiative aims to reduce bureaucratic delays by enabling immediate online approvals for plots up to 2,500 square feet and built-up areas up to 3,500 square feet, benefiting low and middle-income families. Model building plans will be provided to assist applicants. The self-certification system also extends to cottage industries and green factories with built-up areas up to 500 square meters. Additionally, the minimum road access width in village panchayat areas has been reduced from 7 to 6 meters to facilitate rural development. Further reforms include relaxed side setback norms for row and group housing projects and the regularization of individual plots registered before October 20, 2016, in unapproved layouts without a deadline. NGT dismisses petition to halt construction in Bhopal's Chandanpura. The National Green Tribunal's Central Zone Bench has dismissed a petition seeking a construction ban in Chandanpura, Bhopal, citing the area's existing 50 to 60 residential colonies and its non-designation as a protected forest under the Wildlife Protection Act. The tribunal directed the Town and Country Planning Department to consider environmental sustainability before approving future projects. Bombay HC stays eviction over sale of flats to non-Roman Catholics in 107-year-old Bandra society. The Bombay High Court has stayed the handover of a plot on St. Paul Road in Bandra to the century-old Salsette Catholic Cooperative Housing Society after a dispute emerged over the sale of flats to non-Roman Catholic Christians. Justice Amit Borkar noted the potential for irreversible prejudice to the petitioners, who are heirs of the original lessee. The society, formed in 1918, had terminated a 998-year lease after flats in the redeveloped building were sold to non-Catholics. The HC will now hear the matter fully, questioning the relevance of religious restrictions under cooperative laws amid changing jurisprudence on equality and secularism. Uprera, publishes collection account details of 937 projects to ensure fund transparency. To improve financial transparency and protect homebuyers' interests, UPRERA has publicly released the collection account details of 937 under construction projects across Uttar Pradesh. This step comes in response to complaints of promoters diverting funds received from allottees into unauthorized accounts. As per RERA norms, 70% of collected funds must be reserved in a separate account for project development. UPRERA has mandated daily auto transfer of these funds and warned of legal action against violators. The authority urged buyers to verify project details on its portal and ensure payments are made only to the designated collection accounts. Vadhva Constructions ordered to register BKC project with MahaRERA due to partial OC. In a landmark ruling, the Maharashtra Real Estate Appellate Tribunal, MREAT, has directed Vadhva Constructions to register its trade center project in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex, BKC, with MahaRERA, citing the absence of a full occupation certificate, OC, despite partial OCs granted in 2008. The tribunal overturned MahaRERA's earlier exemption and imposed a penalty of 5 lakh rupees, ordering registration within 60 days. This decision could significantly impact approximately 700 buildings in Mumbai, holding only partial OCs, reinforcing that such projects are considered ongoing under RERA provisions. CREDAI urges Supreme Court to expedite environmental clearance evaluations for pending construction projects. The Confederation of Real Estate Developers of India, CREDAI, has urged the Supreme Court to direct central and state expert appraisal committees to promptly evaluate all pending construction projects under general conditions for mandatory environmental clearance (EC). The request follows the court's stay on a Ministry of Environment notification that exempted projects with a built-up area up to 150,000 square meters from prior EC. CREDAI argued that the stay has led to project delays, increased costs, and reduced housing affordability, particularly affecting affordable housing initiatives. The case will be heard on April 23rd. Maharashtra government proposes DCPR 2034 changes for funnel zone redevelopment. The Maharashtra government has issued a notification inviting public feedback on proposed amendments to the DCPR 2034 concerning redevelopment in funnel zones, areas near airports where height restrictions apply. While the move allows use of full FSI with TDR for unutilized space, it limits redevelopment to buildings up to 18 meters in height. Activists argue this renders projects financially unviable and fails to offer real relief to affected residents. Residents demand removal of the height cap, fast-track clearances, and financial support to make redevelopment feasible for societies trapped under stringent zoning regulations. Vedanta invites global partners for a $20 billion expansion across core verticals. Vedanta Limited is seeking a global engineering partner to support its $20 billion expansion across metals, mining, and hydrocarbons over the next 3 years. The company, which is restructuring into 4 separate entities, aluminium, oil and gas, power, and iron and steel, is inviting expressions of interest, EOIs, by April 30th, 2025. This move comes amid its ongoing demerger process, now expected to conclude by June. July, aimed at creating focused, independent business units and simplifying its corporate structure for global investors. PM Mudra Yojana crosses 33 lakh crore rupees in loans, empowering small entrepreneurs across India on the 10th anniversary of the PM Mudra Yojana, PMI. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that over 33 lakh crore rupees in collateral-free loans have been sanctioned under the scheme, enabling countless individuals, especially women and marginalized communities, to launch and grow small businesses. Launched in 2015 to support unfunded entrepreneurs, The scheme offers institutional credit of up to 20 lakh rupees across three categories: Shishu, Kishore, and Tarun. Over 70% of the beneficiaries are women, with half from SC, ST, and OBC groups. Decentro expands to Southeast Asia with DigiLE, launches real-time business credit intelligence Bengaluru-based fintech infrastructure platform Decentro, has expanded into Southeast Asia through a partnership with Singapore's DigiLE, introducing a real-time business credit and underwriting solution across the ASEAN region. This industry-first tool delivers unified financial intelligence, including KYB, trade history, and creditworthiness reports, aimed at accelerating SME lending, cross-border trade, and financial inclusion. The offering covers countries like India, Singapore, Indonesia, and Vietnam, helping insurers, banks, and neobanks assess SME risk faster. The move aligns with Decentro's ambition to simplify global financial workflows, building on its 150% IOI growth in India for FY 24-25. Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC raises $70 million via the Gift City platform. Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC has successfully raised $70 million through its ABSL India Growth Fund, a Category 3 AIF launched under Gift City's IFSC framework. The fund focuses on long-term capital appreciation by investing in Indian markets through a passive, low-leverage strategy. It attracted participation from over 250 global investors, including NRIs and family offices, tapping into the Liberalized Remittance Scheme (LRS). This marks the first outbound equity fund offered from Gift City and highlights investor confidence in India's financial markets and regulatory stability. Private equity investment in Indian real estate slips to $3.7 billion in FY25. Private equity inflows in Indian real estate dropped 3% year-on-year to $3.7 billion in FY25, mainly due to reduced investments in office properties, according to Anarock Capital. Office assets contributed 35% to total inflows, down from 40% the previous year. Foreign investors remained the major contributors, accounting for 76% of the total funding. The residential sector and industrial logistics segments continued to attract moderate interest, while the retail sector saw limited activity. Market uncertainty and cautious investor sentiment drove the decline. Mumbai's top 4 BKC land deals total nearly 5,000 crore rupees. Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex, BKC, has recorded 4 major land deals collectively, worth nearly 5,000 crore rupees in recent months, cementing its status as India's most expensive commercial district. Among the key transactions, SBI Mutual Fund purchased commercial space for 1,100 crore rupees, and Godrej Fund Management acquired a property for over 2,100 crore rupees. These deals reflect the growing investor appetite for prime-grade commercial assets in Mumbai, driven by rising demand from BFSI firms, global corporates, and asset managers. Madhya Pradesh women acquire properties worth 38,000 crore rupees in FY25. In FY25, women in Madhya Pradesh purchased properties totaling 38,000 crore rupees, accounting for approximately 45% of the 8,28,000 sale deeds registered statewide. Indore led with acquisitions worth 6,300 crore rupees from nearly 36,000 sale deeds by women. Government incentives, including a 2% rebate on property registration fees for female buyers, have significantly contributed to this trend. Haldiram's Delhi and Nagpur Arms merge FMCG operations under Haldiram Snacks Food. Haldiram's FMCG units from Delhi and Nagpur have officially merged to form Haldiram Snacks Food Private Limited, HSFPL, marking a key milestone for the iconic Indian brand. The Delhi arm holds a 56% stake, while Nagpur holds 44%. The merger, approved by the CCI and NCLT in 2023, follows the company's recent strategic partnership with Temasek, AlphaWave Global, and IHC. Valued at around $10 billion, the move aims to scale global operations, particularly in the US and Middle East, while combining legacy with future-ready expansion plans. Horizon and Yazaki launch 316,000 square feet plant in Chennai's Chengalpattu hub. Horizon Industrial Parks, backed by Blackstone, started construction of a 316,000 square feet built-to-suit manufacturing facility in Chengalpattu, Chennai, for Yazaki India. The Japanese auto parts giant has now expanded its India presence to nearly 1 million square feet across key industrial hubs, including NCR, Hosur, and Chennai. This new facility is Yazaki's third collaboration with Horizon and reflects its commitment to sustainable and modern industrial infrastructure. The plant is designed for rooftop solar installations and will employ over 2,000 individuals, reinforcing Yazaki's focus on quality, safety, and timely execution. PM Modi inaugurates India's first vertical lift railway sea bridge. In Tamil Nadu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the new Pamban Bridge on 6th April, marking India's first vertical lift railway sea bridge. Spanning 2.07 kilometers across the Palk Strait, the modern structure replaces the 1914-built cantilever bridge connecting Ramswaram Island to mainland India. Developed by Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, RVNL, at a cost of over 700 crore rupees, the bridge features a 72.5-meter navigational span that can be lifted 17 meters for maritime traffic to pass below it. Built for durability and minimal maintenance, the bridge currently supports a single rail line and enhances connectivity and regional development in Tamil Nadu. Major defects in national highway projects linked to fatal accidents and repeated safety lapses between 2019-20 and 2023-24, 59 significant defects were identified across national highway (NH) projects in 15 Indian states, contributing to recurrent accidents and hazardous black spots. In Parliament, Minister Nitin Gadkari attributed numerous road fatalities to civil engineering errors and poor quality detailed project reports, DPRs. The issues include pavement failures, retaining wall collapses, bridge damage, and structural deformities, with several contractors facing penalties and rectification mandates. As NH infrastructure expands from 91,287 kilometers in 2014 to 1,46,000 kilometers currently, the government is intensifying scrutiny of highway safety and construction standards. Greater Chennai Corporation to implement new C&D waste management guidelines. Greater Chennai Corporation, GCC, will introduce new construction and demolition C&D waste management guidelines from April 21st. Minor waste can be disposed of free at 15 designated locations, while waste generators with 1 to 20 tons must arrange disposal or use GCC services for 2,500 rupees per ton. Bulk waste generators, 20 to 300 tons, must transport waste to designated processing centers with a processing fee of 800 rupees per ton. Fines will be imposed for illegal dumping, with penalties up to 5,000 rupees for non-compliance and 25,000 rupees for improper disposal during large-scale projects. NSE to expand operations in BKC with additional plot worth INR 758 crore. The National Stock Exchange, NSE, has acquired an additional plot C82 in Bandra Kurla Complex, BKC, Mumbai, for 758 crore 9 lakh rupees from MMRDA to expand its operations. The newly allotted 5,500 square meter plot will support the construction of a 22,000 square meter built-up area. This move is part of NSE's broader plan to enhance its presence in Mumbai's financial hub and align with global regulatory standards. The expansion will include administrative offices and data centers, adding to the exchange's existing facilities at G Block, which houses NSE's headquarters and regulatory infrastructure. 60,000 mangroves may be cut for the northward extension of Mumbai's coastal road. The BMC is seeking clearance to cut over 60,000 mangrove trees for the northward extension of Mumbai's coastal road project. This extension, covering approximately 9.6 kilometers from Versova to Dahisar, is expected to ease traffic congestion in the western suburbs. While the BMC has pledged to replant mangroves and conduct compensatory afforestation, environmentalists have flagged serious concerns over ecological damage. The extension will connect major arterial roads like the Link Road, SV Road, and Western Express Highway, significantly reducing travel time for commuters in northwestern Mumbai. World's skinniest skyscraper penthouse listed for USD 110 million. A luxurious triplex penthouse in Steinway Tower, known as the world's skinniest skyscraper, has been listed for 110 million US dollars. Located at 111 West 57th Street in Manhattan, the 7,000 square foot apartment spans the top 3 floors and includes a private elevator, 14-foot ceilings, and panoramic Central Park views. The tower is just 17.5 meters wide and 435 meters tall, making it one of the slimmest and tallest residential towers globally. The listing is managed by Serhant, a US-based luxury brokerage firm. Demand grows for quake-resistant homes in Bangkok. Amid rising seismic fears following a series of tremors in northern Thailand, residents in Bangkok are increasingly seeking earthquake-resistant homes. Although the capital is not typically prone to seismic activity, recent minor quakes have triggered safety concerns. Developers are now highlighting seismic-resilient designs to appeal to anxious buyers. The Thai Meteorological Department confirmed that the quakes were too weak to cause damage, but acknowledged public anxiety. This shift reflects a growing preference for structurally reinforced buildings in urban Thailand's real estate market. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.